It's Monday evening, and that music can only mean one thing. It's Your Move. It's Your Move is a show that tackles current events, and, well, you get my take on them, my opinion. Me? Well, glad you asked. I'm Kent Jones, founder and CEO of DDOE Enterprises, where you get caught in the net every day. Of course, It's Your Move is brought to you through the financial support of our good friend Eric Mason over at Mobile Accounting. Experience, education, character, and inherent ability with numbers. An exceptional CPA. Now, these are all the reasons why businesses and just regular people choose Eric Mason of Mobile Accounting for their payroll and tax service. Mobile Accounting, 224-321-6859. Check them out at www.mobile.tax. So let's get this show on the road. We'll play some good music. We're going to have some fun, and you just might learn a thing or two before we're done. Today, let's talk vaccines. So it seems that right about now, everybody is out to get the new COVID-19 vaccine. Now, I do need to let you know that I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I believe in the science of vaccines. In fact, polio has almost been eradicated throughout the whole world. Maybe just a few handful of cases left in the whole world. I've had several vaccines myself, and so have my kids. Now, with that said, though, I have never had the flu shot, and I'm not sure if I will ever get the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, you may ask why, and there's several reasons. And we're going to go through some of the ingredients in that Pfizer vaccine. And, of course, a lot of you know I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one. And a lot of my research came from our good friends over at health.com. So I thank them for their research and due diligence on this subject. But really, after months of waiting, Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine is finally being given to people across the country, starting with healthcare workers and residents of long-term care facilities. While those outside of that first group won't be vaccinated for maybe some more weeks or even months, it's still understandable for every person who will be eligible to get the vaccine to have questions about it, specifically surrounding, the ingredients that make up the jab. Since the Pfizer vaccine was officially approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration for emergency use on December 11th, the ingredients of that vaccine have become available for the public to view online. Here's what you'll need to know. The Ramones, I Want to Be Sedated. Okay, kids. The Pfizer company and the Pfizer COVID 19 vaccine is made using really kind of this new technology called messenger RNA or mRNA. The Moderna COVID 19 vaccine, which we'll talk about next week with some of the ingredients as well, is also expected to have the same type of mRNA technology. An mRNA vaccine works by kind of encoding a portion of the spike protein found on the surface of the SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19, per the center, the CDC, so the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Those mRNA vaccines use pieces of encoded protein to create immune response in your body, which then develops antibodies. Now, in case you're not familiar with them, antibodies are proteins made by your immune system to fight infections like viruses. They can also help fend off future illnesses by those same infections. Now, after the vaccine prompts an immune response, your body will eliminate the protein and the mRNA. However, the antibodies will stay put. It's just not known at this point how long they'll last. So, as you're thinking about taking this vaccine, you have to get 2 doses, and maybe it only lasts for a month. Maybe it only lasts for a week. Maybe it lasts for 2 years. Maybe it lasts for a lifetime. It's hard to say. Vaccine is so new that we just honestly don't know. So if you were trying to kind of take a look at, should I do it, should I not do it, it's a hard guess because you can't just take it and you're bulletproof like Superman. You can't stop wearing a mask when you're in public. It's a gamble right now. No, it's probably better than nothing, as it does, allow for antibodies to create, but we still don't know how long it'll last. So that's like saying, here, take this, and you'll be fine until you get home. Or until you do something. Now, the interesting thing is, because we're not sure with these vaccines exactly how long, there's still, here in America anyway, there's still a lot of travel bans and things like that. And there are other countries, because we don't know exactly how this works and is everybody in the world getting the vaccines the way that they're supposed to. Where do we go with it, and how do we deal? And take Hawaii, for instance. When you fly into Hawaii, you have to have either your vaccine papers right now, or you have to show that in the last 3 days you tested negative for the COVID virus. And if once you get there, really the military meets you and then takes you to your hotel so that you can't spread or do something stupid to spread COVID-19, which is a real virus, and yeah, it's kind of not good. But now that we know kind of how it works, but not for how long it works, let's take a look at what's inside of it. Couldn't agree more. As we talk vaccines, a little bad medicine by our good friend John Bon Jovi. All right. So, when the Pfizer vaccine received the green light from the FDA, its ingredients list was published online in a fact sheet for vaccine recipients and caregivers. Now, I'm just going to go through the full list of ingredients according to the FDA. Of course, we already talked about the mRNA, so there's that. And that takes a little piece of that COVID, puts it right in there. Lipids. Now, lipids, this includes 4-hydroxybutyl azenadidylbis, hexene, dilibis, polyethylene glycol, dietretinolamide, distillylglycerol, and phosphorylglycerol cholesterol. Don't ask. A lot of letters in there, not a lot of vowels, big words, and I'm not a doctor. Potassium chloride is in there. Now, potassium chloride, if ingested, can cause irritation of the skin of your gastrointestinal tract, which results in nausea, abdominal discomfort, and you guessed it, diarrhea. Monobasic potassium phosphate is in there. Again, if ingested, burning, crawling, itching, numbness, prickling pins and needles, or tingling feelings. Sodium chloride, salt. Funny. Right after living low sodium. Dibasic sodium phosphate dehydrate. Now, this can cause abdominal or stomach pain, bloating, nausea, vomiting. Kind of the same stuff that you take before, like they take a CAT scan of your guts. That's what that stuff is. And then sucrose, sugar. Okay, so as you can see, there's a lot of things in there. Some I can't pronounce, and some, well, if ingested, I don't know why you would. However, the mRNA we've kind of already covered, but these lipids, the ones that I couldn't pronounce, are also a very crucial element to this vaccine. The lipids, which are really fats, are very important because they form a little spherical shell around the mRNA, and I learned this from William Schaffner. He's an MD, an infectious disease specialist and professor at Vanderbilt University School of Medicine. So those lipids kind of make a little gel capsule around the mRNA. The lipids are how the vaccine is delivered to your body and to your cells. I said, again, another doctor, Amish, Adalja, senior scholar at Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security, and I pulled that from, of course, health.com. Lipids help keep the mRNA intact and stable until it gets into your body and starts doing its work. After that, they dissolve and are removed by your body because that lipids are unique to this type of vaccine. It's interesting. The rest of the ingredients are very common to vaccines, but the lipids are kind of new. Okay, so the lipids, again, important. Kind of make a little capsule around the mRNA until it gets into your bloodstream and into the cells that the virus, then the little stuff in the mRNA can create, and your body then creates the antibodies towards that. And then the antibodies, of course, are, last for, we don't really know. But that's kind of the cool stuff on what's in what's in the vaccine by Pfizer. Now, it's also interesting if you do a little research, and I didn't go deep into this just because my show is, well, only a half an hour long. But the interesting thing is that there are ingredients listed per state. So if you live, let's say, in the state of Illinois, you can look up the ingredients that's going to be in Pfizer's thing here in Illinois. And maybe I'll dig a little bit deeper into that next week. But is it? And I don't know, but this would be something for you to research. Is it different than, well, let's say the vaccine, the ingredients different from South Carolina or Georgia or Alaska? It'd just be interesting to find out. Now, Jamie Allen, a PhD and assistant professor of pharmacology and toxicology at Michigan State University, says that the rest of the ingredients are very, very common in vaccines and make good sense. I had no idea, but I've talked to a couple of friends who have taken the vaccine already, and that monobasic potassium phosphate, it gives you that pins and needles or that tingling feeling. I've had some friends say, "Man, my arm is heavy," or it really feels like I got punched in the arm by a gorilla or something of that nature. That's that monobasic potassium phosphate. So, yeah, you're going to have some of that. All those kind of little side effects. Again, your body is made to heal itself. Your body is made to correct those things, and you're injecting those things into your body. And yeah, there's going to be a reaction to that, and it's not going to feel good. You may feel a little discomfort, nausea, might even have a little bit of the poopies and the squirtles. But again, kind of what it takes with any kind of vaccine, I'm sure. Now, again, when it comes to taking the vaccine at this point in the United States and around the world, a lot of travel, you either have to say, hey, I tested negative and or I have the vaccine. I'm not sure what that means when we're not sure how long this vaccine and the antibodies are good for. So, should you take it or should you not? I don't know. That's what we're going to talk about, right after this.
Hospital bound, so there will be treatment. Hey, alright, it's too late to put up a fight. Hospital gowns, so you should be sleeping wide awake. There's some pills that you shouldn't take. Honest to God, X is always an unknown. Is it alright? What gets buried in your bones? Is it honest to God? If you don't get it off your chest, you don't have to stay around. You don't have to solve for X. I'm afraid I found it's totally unequal. Hey, alright, it's too late to put up a fight. On the way back down, finally a sequel. Hey, alright, in a hospital room tonight. I said, alright, and your exit's always an unknown. It's hard to hold on too tight, 'cause I got buried with your bones. so you know there will be treatment. Hey, alright, in a hospital room tonight. Hospital gowns, so you know you should be sleeping wide awake. There's some pills that I shouldn't take. And I said, alright, exceed all waiting unknown. I try to hold on too tight, but I got buried with the bones. And I said, honest to God, I got to get it off my chest. I don't wanna stick around, 'cause I don't need this suffering.
Counting Crows Hospital is the name of that one. All right. So, overall, ladies and gentlemen, experts say the vaccine ingredients make sense. Matter of fact, Dr. Schaffner says there's nothing on this ingredient list that is shocking, only adding to the evidence that the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine and any other COVID-19 vaccine that will be approved by the FDA for emergency or public use are safe. Now, you take his word for it. You don't take his word for it. I really don't care. But take a look at those ingredients and just dig into one of them and say, hey, what are the long-term effects on this? Now, again, it's not like you're drinking it's not like you're going with 25, ounces of it and you're drinking it, some of these things. But what are the long-term effects? And what does it do to you? Is that right for your body? Take a look at both the Pfizer and the Moderna, and we'll take a look at what's inside the Moderna perhaps next week, unless something juicy happens, right? But the big thing is we're not sure how long the antibodies last, and you have to take two doses or 2 shots of it. And from what I hear, it hurts a little bit. All shots do, though, right? So, in kind of taking a look at this, here's what I know. I know that I'm very humbled and grateful that you spent some time with me here this evening, learning a little bit about the vaccines for COVID-19. Hopefully, we've dispelled a few of the myths by just simply educating you on what's in there. Second, if you are listening to this and you're one of the millions of listeners out there, Radio Garden, radio.co, these places, www.216thenet.com, go to our YouTube page, like us, and subscribe and ring the bell and follow us. We're going for 2016 subscribers this year. And we want it to grow and grow and grow. We absolutely love the support we get from our good friends at goldshieldtoday.com, 847-865 HVAC. I just spent the afternoon with the Bremer team, www.bremerteam.com, 847-456-6334. Keller Williams, North Shore West. If you're looking to sell a house or just get information on a house, reach out to the Bremer team. Our good friends at X-Tech, xtek.repair, 815-516-8075. All these small businesses advertise with us. We have a great advertising package for those people with a very little budget. We have a big reach, and we would love to hear from you. But with that said, my time has come to an end. I'm going to hand you the dice. Do your research. It's your move.